Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us.
What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Welcome in, Huntsville, as we get rolling here on a magnificent, what do you want it to be, Karen?
Mimosa Monday.
One of these days, your wish will be someone's command.
Yes.
It may or
Pay
may,
attention, everybody. Mimosa Monday.
It may or may not have been your wish as their command before. I'm just leaving it out there. It may or may not have been.
Right.
So, if you ever see a McDonald's, is that logo upside down?
Yes, it is.
Is that on purpose? Look at, I wonder if this is like a multi-million-dollar cup from a misprint. They put the McDonald's logo upside down. I shouldn't be drinking this anyway. Look at this, Karen. Upside down today.
Huh.
I wonder why they did that. Do you think that's a mistake on the printer?
It couldn't be.
It's got to be. Man,
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
This could be one of those things that you put on eBay and somebody...
That's Chinese writing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right there?
So, I mean, if this could be one of those things that you put on eBay and it turns into $1 million. This is $1 million plastic
You better hang
cup
on to
this
that,
morning.
Rob.
Hey, we've had fun through the past almost year. We're going to sign off in so long.
Yeah, bye. We're going to the beach.
Yeah, see y'all later. Well, just pretty sure it's probably like that on purpose. So, well, hey, Huntsville, welcome in as we get started here on a magnificent Monday. As always, we appreciate you joining us. We are already rolling up the episode count here. As today we are in episode 225.
Awesome.
I've been trying to rhyme the episode numbers lately, and it's kind of corny. But when I said 5, I think of alive. So it's 225 and we're live.
That's it.
So, well, appreciate Karen Denman being here. As always, I'll talk about Walker County Federal here in just a few moments. As we get started, we do want to welcome you in. Let us know that you're out there today and what you're thankful for. It's a little bit overcast, muggy today, rain in the forecast, and we should see showers intensify around 2 o'clock later this afternoon. But it's only going to be in the low 70s, but very muggy today. We are here downtown. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers for sponsoring our studio. For all of your custom jewelry needs, go by and visit my good friend Elliot's Jewelers. By the way, we are continuing through Friday the Heart for Casa campaign. Karen, it's been an awesome campaign. Almost $1,700 raised so far for our friends at Casa.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So we decided to continue that on, and next year we'll start it on February the 1st. So we wanted to run it a full month, and so we'll continue that through Friday. For a suggested donation of only $20, there's jewelry valued at up to $300 in this little bag. Also, a 3 red bud rose vase from Hartfield Florist, and some other goodies in that little bag. And so it's a great opportunity, and every penny of that's donated will go directly to Casa of Walker, San Jacinto, and Trinity counties. Also, big thank you to Paul Oley of the gallery. Paul's joining us already this morning. We were discussing earlier.
What? Paul's awake?
Paul's awake and going. So he told me that he puts his phone in his pocket though, and he listens to the show while he's feeding the horses in the morning. So he's up and moving. So Paul, good to see. He said the start to another fine Huntsville morning.
Absolutely.
So we love that, Paul. We love you, Paul. So good morning to you. He's with the gallery for all of your custom photography, framing, and more. Go by and see my good friend Paul Oley. And of course, here on a Monday, we would not be able to be here without our great friends from Walker County Federal Credit Union, Karen Denman, and the whole gang. We appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
A lot of good things happening this past weekend, and I wanted to jump right into that. Today, we are going to have our mayor, Russell Humphrey, joining us. He's here in studio, and so we'll have Mayor Humphrey on here in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. But I wanted to drop in. We didn't get a chance to go just with children. The schedules are kind of, weird with, I'm starting to learn, like I'm not able to do a lot of things, and it's okay because I'm spending time with my family, but we got to put those babies down at like 7:30. Well, most events last until 9 or 10 at night.
Right.
But a great event that you guys are big sponsors of, and you were there, you're on the board.
Yes.
Safe House had their bingo. How was it?
Safe House had the bingo. We had a full house. It was awesome.
And was it like, is it what it normally is? Is it the purse bingo?
Purse and boots.
Okay.
So
cool.
if you won, you had your choice. You could pick a pair of boots or a purse.
One year I was blessed to MC that. Did Matt Childers, did he MC it?
He did. Yes,
Perfect.
he did a good job.
Yeah, he does wonderful with MCing those events. I know one year we were in there and the folks there were so gracious to bless me with a pair of boots for my helping them out. And so I was able to take those and trade them in for the pair that I wanted. So it was pretty cool. And those purses, I mean, we're talking some nice purses.
The game number 10 won a Louis Vuitton purse. I'm not sure actually who won that one, but yeah, it was fun. Everybody had a great time.
What's your preferred? Do you carry a purse? Are you a purser?
I do.
Is that a verb? A purser? Are you a purser?
I'm not a purser, but I do have a purse.
What's like your go-to? If you could have any purse in the world, what would it be? Do you need like the Louis Vuitton?
I would like to have one, yes, but unless I win one, I will never own one.
So this show, we're known for putting stuff down and seeing if people pick it up. So this morning, someone may have just felt a little tug at their heart to say, I just think the world of that Karen Denman.
And I really want to buy her a Louis.
Boy, I just feel like bringing a Louis Vuitton. You know what? Just bring it on. Karen won't turn it away.
No, I would be very appreciative.
What is Bridget what's the other? There's another Bridget likes the MK. Was that Michael Kors?
Yes.
Is that a pretty good brand of things?
I guess so. I don't have one of those either.
Yeah, I don't know the big deal of the Michael Kors, but that seems to be like a big deal. The Michael Kors and those are pretty reasonable because I got her one for her Christmas several years ago, and she really really liked that. But I mean, some of that stuff gets really pricey.
Yes, it does.
I was at you ever been to like a Nordstrom store or
I have not been to a Nordstrom.
Yeah, we went to the Nordstrom rack. That's more of like. That's more of where I'm at. Like you have I'm trying to compare something to like, you have your really nice store and then you've got like it's like a Walmart. I shouldn't even compare this to Walmart, but you got Walmart and you got like Walmart neighborhood corner store.
Right. Like the irregulars or something that maybe there's something wrong with the stitching. They put them in the lower store.
Yeah. Maybe like a Ross. So the Nordstrom rack is on, someone out there is watching. They're like, you have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm going to be getting beat up a little bit later, but it's kind of like I felt like it was kind of like the Ross, of Nordstrom, but there was still really good products. And I never buy expensive sunglasses. One, I can't afford them, but two, I always lose them. And they were probably knockoff. It said Calvin Klein, but let's be honest, they were probably like Dalvin Klein. It's always one letter off. It's like Dalvin Klein instead of Calvin Klein. And I bought them for $10 and I lost them the other day. I was really disappointed.
Now aren't you glad you only paid $10 for them?
Yeah. So I think Bridget left them on the hood of my truck and I drove off and she goes, well, what happened to those things? I said, I guess they fell off. And there was like 3 people walking in the neighborhood, and then maybe someone just decided, hey, there goes some sunglasses flying off the truck, so they picked them
They
up.
might have said, "I've been wanting some of those Dalvin Gines or whatever you said."
Dalvin Gline is a good brand. It's like Oakley's back in the day. We called them Folkleys, the fake Oakleys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll never forget the Dr. Martin shoes. You ever heard of Doc Martens?
I have, yeah.
Are those still a thing?
I don't know. Because
Those,
they're only men's shoes, right?
I guess. And all I know is they were extremely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in junior high, everybody started wearing Doc Martens. And of course, I didn't want to feel left out. And in high school, honestly, I quit caring. In junior high, I cared too much. High school, I was like, I don't care what people think of me. But I wanted some. And I'll never forget, a friend of ours had some used ones and gave them to me. And I started wearing them. Well, they were so beat up, the kids at school made fun of me anyways. And so, so there you
Poor
go.
Rob.
Yeah. I was a Jordache guy. That was like good Walmart
I
brand.
remember Jordache, yes.
Jordache was, and it came with like a little plastic clear tag, and it made you feel like you were important because it was like this little VIP tag, and it was like $10 pants. Like, got my Jordashes, baby. Anyways, those were the good days. So, what else has been going on in your world? This weekend, I know a lot of events. Have you been any inclination to do anything? I know you were down originally with the Walker County Go Texan, right? You were down there with that, but that was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, that was the big rodeo cook-off.
Have you been back down there for any of the Houston rodeo stuff?
No, I haven't.
Do you ever get to go down there to do more, or is it just mainly with
No,
Go
we can
Texan?
go down there. Yeah, the committee members, but I just, yeah, it's
a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people. It's a long drive, and on a weeknight, can't do it.
Yeah, and it's a lot too when Irma's hanging out with y'all. In a
Yes.
good way.
Yes.
We love you, Irma.
Yes, Irma did spend the weekend with us down there at the cook-off, so never a dull moment with Irma.
We, it was really cool on Saturday. I saw you Saturday.
Yes.
And we were down. I had never been before to and Mayor was there, and we'll talk to him about this as well. But it was Sam Houston's birthday, which also coincides with Texas Independence Day.
And baptized. How many people got baptized to Texan?
Boy, it seemed like there was like 40 or
40
something.
something, I think.
Yeah, there's a whole line of them. And Mac Woodward was there,
Mhm.
and boy, he did a good job. He had the holy water. He was doing a little thumb on the forehead, and so it was really neat to see
That water came from the duck pond.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of people walking around Huntsville with like these little speckled rashes on their forehead coming up here. Just kidding. The duck pond's fine. I've dipped my hand in there, and I still have my hand, so we're okay. But it was neat to see that.
Yes, it was. It was really neat.
Did you do the marching part, or did you just show
I
up?
didn't do the marching part. I didn't realize that was happening before that. So
I showed up. I texted Tracy Reichert because we had Tracy. She's our tourism manager and does such a wonderful job with the city of Huntsville, and she was on the show last week. And I texted her though Saturday, and I told Bridget, I was like, "Hey, we got to get rolling." And it takes a while to sometimes get children going.
You did the march?
We did, but I was running late, and so they march right down University. And Tracy said, "Yeah, we'll come right in front of where your little studio is." And I said, "Well, we'll try to meet y'all at the university." Well, that didn't happen, so I texted her. I said, "Hey, we're probably not going to get to my studio around 10:20. Do you think we'll be fit?" She goes, "Yeah, we'll be fine." No sooner than I pulled up driving past the courthouse, I saw them coming with the banner, and I was like, "We ain't going to have time to park at the studio." So we parked at the courthouse, and it just hopped right into the line. But it was just amazing experience to be there, to march in that line. And it's a tradition. It's the oldest tradition, from my understanding, that Sam Houston State University has. It goes back to the 1800s.
How many people were there that marched? Was there?
Boy, I'd probably say at least 100.
Okay,
maybe. I mean, that line went on for a while.
Yeah.
And Dr. Krim was there. The Joy Mobile. Have you ever rode in that thing?
I have not.
Have you heard stories about
I
this?
have heard stories. Yes, I have.
So it's called the Joy Mobile for a reason. And Karen, it's not mimosas, but
that pole is to hold on to.
Yeah, she jokes around about that. It's the wine and dine mobile here in Huntsville. But it was just a neat experience, and there were so many people there, and the program was just beautiful. I think one of the neatest things of being there was all of the descendants of Sam Houston that come in. Some of them live around here, but some of them come from out of town.
That was really neat.
There was a gentleman, and I don't say this, I'm not joking at all. There was a gentleman that was a little bit older and had a cane, and I said, that looks exactly like Sam Houston. you could see the resemblance to a T. And there was another gentleman that had spoken. I think it was like his great grandson. If I'm not one of those, I probably left out a grade or I added a grade. But it was so neat to see that, Karen.
It was neat.
So it's just the culture of this community. You know, we talk and we lift up Huntsville so much here on this show, but if you haven't had a chance, I encourage you, especially folks, a lot of new people join the show every day, and there's a lot of new people moving into Huntsville. But I'm going to tell you, get involved in some of these events, because you're not going to experience the type of culture that Huntsville has hardly anywhere else throughout the state. And I know some, my town's got to, well, I'm going to tell you what, y'all's town don't have March of the Grave. So, you know,
better get with it.
You better get with it. And you know what? Like the godfather of Texas, basically, guess where he's buried? Right here in Huntsville. And so it was neat marching to Sam Houston's grave, and I hope all of you had a good time with that. Well, a lot going on today. We'll talk more here in just a few moments. We'll have Mayor Humphrey on in just a few bits. I did want to mention our friends at Walker County Federal Credit Union. For all of your banking needs, please go by and see them. I love being able to sit here next to you guys, Karen, because I can genuinely and authentically talk about WCFCU because I have all of my accounts there. And someone the other day, I ran into somebody, well, I'm looking for a bank that, you know, I need to be able to deposit my checks remotely. And we don't have any banks in town that can do that. I said, what are you talking about? We don't have any. Well, we don't have a Chase here. We don't have a Bank of America. I'm not knocking any of those other banks. You don't need the big banks to do the big services.
That's right.
You guys have it.
And you can call us, and somebody who's actually sitting in the building is going to answer the phone. You don't have to push a bunch of buttons, and you get to somebody. If you need me or you need Denise or anyone else, we're there.
It was the coolest thing this morning. Like, you know, we're looking at a loan for something. And as soon as you came in for one on the show, I was like, hey, Karen, I need to talk to you about a loan. You're like, okay, cool. Well, here's go get the paperwork, drop it off. You know, where else can you get that kind of service?
Right.
You know?
I even said, text it to me.
Yeah.
That'll be good enough. I'll take care of it.
You know, sometimes you're calling people and it's like, oh, well, we need to, call 1-800 this, push that. I'm like, but aren't you the loan officer? Yeah, but we still got to go through the channel.
Yeah. Need a blood sample.
Yeah. The channel at Walker County Federal. This is the channel.
This is it.
This is the channel right here sitting next to me. But in all seriousness, go by and see them. And if you're a business, if you just need a personal banking account, a savings account, you know, and as the weeks go on, you know, we're really going to ramp up some new marketing here for you guys to talk more about what does it mean to be a member of a credit union and what things come with that. And some other things that we've highlighted before on the show. You know, one thing that I didn't realize too is some of the benefits that you automatically get. I got a thing in the mail the other day or a while back about life insurance that was included as a benefit to my service with you guys. When you get an auto loan, you can get it through Walker County Federal. Guess what? Don't worry about the warranty. I'm not putting down a dealership, but you can probably get a better warranty.
We offer those too.
And I never knew that. I thought you had to go through it was funny. I bought a Toyota Corolla. I went from a Jeep, Karen, a cool Jeep Wrangler, went from a Jeep Wrangler to a Toyota Corolla.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, you're asking, why did you do that? Because the gas. I drove that thing to El Paso one time and only got 10 miles a gallon. I said, man, I can't be doing this anymore. Yeah. And so I got a little Corolla. This was years before I knew you and before we were in Huntsville. But I'll never forget, I went through the financing there because I didn't know. I didn't know about credit unions or any of that. And so I thought I was getting a good deal, right? And they go, yeah, and we'll buy down the interest rate if you do this premium package for a warranty. But then the guy goes, but don't cancel that warranty because it's really important. Well, after I bought the car and I bought down the interest rate with this warranty, someone's like, you got hosed big time because that's where they're making a ton of money. So I got on the phone with Toyota Warranty. The guy told me not to cancel it. Well, guess what? I called Toyota Warranty and they're like, oh yeah, we can cancel that extended warranty. Like you already have what you need. So they tried to talk me into it. Right. But then the guy finally said, you already have the basic coverage that you need. He goes, we can cancel that. He goes, we'll refund $6,000 to your loan.
You were charged $6,000 for a warranty for a Toyota?
$6,000.
You did get hosed.
Yeah. And I had traded it. I walked out as a brand new Corolla. When they refunded that money, I literally walked out of there with a brand new car for like $16,000 because of my trade-in on my Jeep. I felt like $1 million. I was like, man, I got a good deal after I saw that warranty back. So check with the experts, friends like Karen at Walker County.
Get pre-approved first before you go to the dealership.
Yep.
And we'll take care of you.
And it's the same. It's not even cars. Maybe you want a golf cart. Maybe
Right.
we got our golf cart, our first one. It's the first one we had to sell it when we moved, but we're going to be coming back to you. You know,
Bring it on.
Bridget's got
We
golf
got
cart.
ya.
She's got golf cart. We call it GCF,
Yeah.
golf cart fever.
Uh-huh.
She's got it going again. So.
I'll take care of you, Bridget. No worries.
The only thing is, if we get it, you have to call up Karen to go cruise around on it sometimes. She's going to have to call you up and go cruising. I'm not even a fan of playing golf. I just like to cruise around in a little golf cart, you know.
Me too.
So, well, friends, we're going to take a break. Russell Humphrey here, our mayor, is joining us on the other side. I got to make sure that I got the keyword in. I got it done. Don't ignore this keyword. That is not the keyword. Here's the keyword, Karen.
Wah.
Karen, so here's a little, it's wah is the keyword.
Right.
WAA. We were going to put, well, Karen, you know what you were
going to put, March?
No,
Or
well, I was going to do March, and we were like, that's kind of boring. But then what video did I have for wah at first?
a crying baby.
And we can't have that.
No.
This show is all about being positive. So the keyword originally is wah is the keyword. WAA. Text that in along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. I do have another batch of Cafe Texan gift cards, so we're going to give those away today. I've got one for you. And but here's where what did wah come from, Karen?
Because I said, here we are, another Monday and no mimosas. Wah.
So that's the key. But you notice what I did, because we still want to keep it positive. So I went ahead and I put a nice little sunny background on there. So you know what? Here's the inspiration today before we take a break. You may be in this wah moment, okay? You may be upset like Karen because there wasn't something waiting for you here at the studio this morning that we were hoping that, maybe Val would bring by. But even in the wah parts of life, you can still have a little sunshine.
That's right.
So, so text it in. We got that gift card coming to you. Here is a look at your national news. A word from our sponsors. Mayor Humphrey joins us when we come back. Stay with us. It's your show. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
USA News. I'm Ryan Daniels. For the first time, Nikki Haley is the anticipated winner of a GOP primary, reportedly coming out on top in Washington, D.C. on Sunday. Meanwhile, Donald Trump celebrating a handful of new state caucus victories across the U.S. this weekend. Republicans gathered for caucuses in Missouri, Michigan, and Idaho Saturday. Trump rallied in Virginia.
We want to send a big signal, so it's important. I mean, we don't need your vote. We want you to get out, though, and vote in big margins, and we want to send that little freight train going along.
Haley has vowed to remain in the race through Super Tuesday, March 5th. The impeachment inquiry against President Joe Biden marches on despite recent setbacks. Kentucky Congressman James Comer on with Fox Business says this is about Biden's favorable classified documents case result.
We have some emails from Hunter Biden to various people around the globe that he was receiving money from, that in these emails are attachments that appear to be government documents. We want to know, were those part of the classified documents?
The CDC is updating its COVID guidelines.
The Centers for Disease Control says Americans with COVID no longer need to isolate for 5 days. Released on Friday, the new guidance covers COVID and other respiratory infections. According to the updated guidelines, individuals with COVID can resume normal daily activities if they've been fever-free for 24 hours without medication or if their symptoms have been improving.
USA's John Schaefer. It's going to be a big weekend for the makers of Dune Part 2. According to Deadline, the sci-fi blockbuster was set to make at least $80 million at the U.S. box office for the weekend and finish closer to $160 million globally. Second place at the box office will likely be Bob Marley, One Love. It's made more than $80 million so far. I'm Ryan Daniels, USA News.
Attention small business owners. This could be the most important 10-minute call you will ever make. You could recover up to $26,000 per employee today. And all you have to do is make one short 10-minute call to take your business up a notch or bounce back from these difficult couple of years. Omega Accounting Solutions can help you recover any payroll tax overpayments you made during the pandemic. You may even be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. All it takes is a quick, easy, free 10-minute ERC consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is the small business champion with teams dedicated to maximizing tax credits. They know their stuff so well that CPAs and payroll companies even turn to Omega for ERC tax guidance. Call 800-300-9ERC. That's 800-300-9ERC. 1-800-300-9ERC. Or visit OmegaTaxCredit.com.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time. There's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Join us at First Baptist Church Huntsville for the exciting return of Wednesday Night Live starting March 6th from 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. We're offering games, fellowship, a free meal, and Bible study sessions for all ages. Whether you're a child, teen, or adult, there's something for everyone. Adults can enjoy new Bible study classes while the kids engage in fun, faith-based activities. This community event is open to everyone free of charge. Don't miss out on this opportunity for spiritual growth and community connection. To register and for more information, visit fbchuntsville.org.
Welcome back out at Huntsville. Time now is 8:02 in the morning. If you had to be at work at 8 o'clock, well, Karen, what happens?
You're late. You're fired. Not really. But you are late.
You know what happens? Sometimes you get in the habit of, I used to do this and I felt bad. I'm pretty responsible, but this was like way back in the day in Georgetown. I start coming in like 1 minute late. And before I knew it, I was coming in like 10 minutes late. Nobody ever said anything. And so if you're an employer, start saying something, because you'll have, little heathens like me when I was younger that just can get away with it. My dad found out. He almost put the belt to me, and I was in high school. He's like, boy. And then once Dad found out, I was like, yes, sir. And I was never late again.
Yes.
So
it's important to be on time.
You better be on time this morning. Well, hey, how about this? Welcome in, Mayor Humphrey. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hold on one second, Russell. Let me make sure. Can you say something again, Russell?
Hello.
I may have the wrong one plugged in. Hold on. Here we go. Can you hear anything through your headset, Russell?
I can hear.
Let me try this. What about now, Russell?
1, 2.
Oh, there it is.
1, 2.
There's that. And see, Russell doesn't realize that. I may have told you this before, but I'm going to need to see if I can offer, an opportunity for you to come over here part-time and record some commercials for me. You've got that voice, Russell. Did you ever do any radio stuff back in the day?
I've always had a face for radio.
Did you ever do any, though, voice work? Has anyone ever told you that you should?
I've always admired a person that you've admired, and that was Cooter.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I, to this day, still admire him tremendously. Just to talk to him is a pleasure.
Awesome.
Yes, Cooter has a good radio voice.
It's one of those. Sure. I want to. We were talking last week on the show about James Earl Jones reading the Bible, which I educated Michelle on. James Earl Jones. She's young. She
didn't know who James Earl Jones.
She did not, and it's okay. She's learning.
Yeah.
She's teaching me things. She's our intern. She just came in, but she didn't know. And I said, I was just thinking, man, if we could get Russell Humphrey to read the King James Version, I would listen to that, Russell. So
I love to do
it. Well, welcome in. It's always great to have you on the show. You've been a guest of the show before. And Russell, I just wanted to say this is, when I first came to Huntsville, before anything to do with you having any aspiration of running for mayor, you reached out to me and you asked me if I needed help with anything. And that meant a lot to me. And that's just the character of the person that you are. and really solidifies what this community is all about. And that meant a lot to me. And I've told you that before, Russell, but I wanted to say it publicly because it meant a lot to me. Just someone here in the community reaching out and saying, hey, it's good to have you. If I can help you with anything. It was with our Spirit Radio stuff when I was working on it. And that meant a lot to me. So I wanted to publicly say thank you for that, Russell.
Well, that's what rubs off on you from being in this community. That's a characteristic of if you come to Huntsville, the chances are very, very high that you're going to get Huntsvilleized.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the small town feel with what is beginning to be not the small town look, but that's okay. The feel is what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we treat one another. It's how we interact with one another. It's how we do day tasks that some places are, taxing to people. And in Huntsville, even a day that's not, everything's going great, there's enough people to keep you up and pick you up that, you can see somebody and they could be having a bad day and you can help them out and vice versa. And there's so always, even on days like today when it's not really sunshiny, it's still a great day. It's Monday morning. Most people are not wanting to go back to work, but how you can't have pep in your step on Monday mornings in Huntsville, Texas would be beyond me. And it's not because I'm the mayor. I was not the mayor a lot longer than I've been the mayor. So,
yes, sir. Well, I'll ask Karen this, how you and Russell, how did y'all's connection how did you get to know Russell? Y'all been friends for a while. Let me know about that journey a little bit, Karen.
Well, Russell and I have known each other for a long time, because I've been here all my life and y'all been here a long, long time. So, but yeah, I got to know him more so when I was running for council and when he was on the mayor pro tem. And so, yeah, Russell's a great guy. We've got a great mayor. We've got a good council. And I just look forward to continuing to serve.
What's great, Huntsville is all about lifting up and inspiring people. I've had a chance to go to some of the city council meetings. I want to encourage the community this morning, too. If you've never been to a city council meeting, you can watch them online, but I would encourage you to go in person because you get to meet so many great people. You get to see how, I guess, democracy, if that's the right word, how it works and how city government works. And I always say this, too, Russell, there's a lot of people out there that have questions, they have concerns. The best way to do it is to go to these meetings and to talk to your council members as well. Maybe kind of explain or expand on that a little bit, Russell.
No, you're exactly right. Interaction from the public is the key to city government or actually any government. The government is for the people and it's by the people. And I know that's a cliche that a lot of people maybe don't resonate with as well as they should, but if the people sitting in the seats have the right mind, which I believe I'm sitting with one of the finest set of council members that's ever sat at that dais. Those people will listen to whatever people talk about. What the end result may not be the way they want it to turn out, but we're going to take in all the input we can to make the decision at the end of the day to do what's best for the community, what's best for the masses, what's best for our growth. It may not look like it's the greatest thing for what's right this minute, but we're looking way further down the road than just a week or two or a year or 5 or 6. We're trying to do things that'll propel this city forward to things that maybe we're not even aware of, but you got to be forward thinking. But at the same time, you want to be forward caring for the community and how it's going to look and how it's going to work. And the people today, you have to be caring for them. And that's why their input is so important.
What kind of led you, we had you on the show before and I always, this show is never a political show at all. And, I've had folks reach out and say, hey, we want to be on and talk about me running for office and all that. And I always joke around, but it's true. I always say, well, once you get elected, we'll have you on and then we can talk about it. But now that you're elected, I can ask you this question. What led or maybe what tugged at your heart to say, hey, I really want to do this. I want to run for mayor of Huntsville. And of course, you are the mayor now. You got elected back in November. What tugged at you to want to do it?
It was two totally different things. One, I was encouraged by quite a few people that I thought were out of their mind. And I do mean that honestly. I know a lot of people say that, but I honestly meant that I really thought they were out of their mind. But I did appreciate the vote of confidence they gave me. But more than that, that at least made it put it in my mind, or put it on my mind. And then I told the people that were asking me and encouraging me to consider it, that I would go home, speak to my wife, pray about it, and we'll let the chips fall where they may. Well, the chips fell where they may, and here I am. I want to emphasize the most, and this is a terribly overused cliche, and everybody that heard it when I said it when I was trying to seek the position, I said I can't help not to say it because it's the truth, and that is the fact that I wanted to give back to this community, and people say that all the time, but I came to this town as a college student that didn't know his way around town, didn't know his way around life, didn't know anything, didn't even know where I was really headed. Just a bunch of people, friends of mine that I'd gone to school with, said, hey, come up here. It's not the same without you being here, because I'd been with them all my life. And so come to college. So I came to college and fell in love, didn't realize it at the time, fell in love with the community. And over 45 years later, here I am. So the darndest thing can happen. So just be careful and hang on.
And I like what you said. People were talking and putting the bug in your ear. It's Karen. I always say it like this: it's not volunteer, it's voluntold in Huntsville.
Right. Yeah. When I was sort of the same. I had people encouraging me to run for council from somebody that was getting off council, and so I called Russell and I said, "Hey, can I come talk to you?" So I spent some time with he and Tish, discussing, and so. But the same thing. I mean, you feel when people encourage you to do that, and you have the time, and you have the commitment, and you have the want. So it's awesome. We have a great council.
Well, anybody out there this morning, we have a lot of friends joining us. If you have any questions, feel free to type those up, and we'll try to address those. Karen, I can only think, because you and I joke around a lot, I can only think that whenever someone first approached you, you were probably thinking, I ain't got time. Ain't nobody got time for this, right? But here
I am.
Yeah. Russell, that's a joke, by the way. There was a lady that went viral years ago, and that's where we get the phrase from. But you know what? We do have time for this here in Huntsville.
Right.
Michelle, I joke around all the time. She's laughing over there, too, because that's our word every day now. As we say, no, we ain't got time, but we do. We make time. Russell, so November is how this journey, it started well before that, but officially as the mayor starting in November, and here we are in March. It's always a learning process, but what have you learned so much so far? And maybe not only what have you learned, but what have you enjoyed through this short journey so far?
Well, you touched on it a few moments ago. One of the things that I've enjoyed just recently was Saturday. My Saturday was very full, but it was very enlightening and very enjoyable. I started out Saturday morning, which happened to be the first Saturday of the month. I try to make every one of the veterans breakfast that we have here in Walker County for the veterans out at the Hearts Museum every Saturday morning at 9:00, the first Saturday of every month. And so it happened to coincide with all the goings-ons with the Sam Houston celebration and all that at the graveside and throughout the day at the university and the luncheon and the speakers and all that. And that was a absolute great. I mean, I've attended them. I don't want to say all my life, but it seemed like I've attended them all my life. But it's different sitting on that side than it is on this side. When you're sitting up there in front of those people that are related to Sam Houston, you're sitting up there with the other people that are elected officials that are part of the program and doing all these things that I used to sit out in the I call it the peanut gallery. I don't mean any disrespect, but in the gallery watching it, because I always was in awe of the whole thing, because to live in a town that has the heritage and the history that Sam Houston gives to Huntsville is just it's like no place I've ever lived. I mean, and I lived in Houston until I got smart enough to come to Huntsville. So there may be a lot, and I guess there is history in Houston, but the history in Huntsville to me far outweighs the history of any place I've ever been. And the culture's different. The culture reflects the heritage. The culture reflects the people. And I think that's what makes Huntsville what Huntsville is. And I mean that being a very welcoming community. No matter how big we get, I hope that we can retain the quaintness of our community, and that's one of the things that we as a council are trying to do right now. We're trying to wrangle the growth of this city that's inevitable and that is coming as we speak, and keep it in a manner that we can retain the quaintness of the community but at the same time expand the services and the things available for the community and the citizens that they deserve.
Speaking more about the culture and the arts in this community, another big event that I failed to mention, and Paul Shriver did a great job and his family with the Prison City Film Festival. I got to go to sit in for a block. They gave it was really blessed. I had a VIP pass to go, and I was only able to go to a one block of that, but it was neat. You think about some of we had the Dallas Mavericks men's dance team. They call them the Maniacs. They were here, a couple of the guys, and they had a film. It was a documentary that they put together. Now, these guys are like 300 pounds. They wear the shirts where part of the belly pops out, and that's what makes them so fun in the NBA. They started this 20-something years ago. And, you think about just the neat culture that came in because of the Prison City Film Festival. I was going to direct that to you, Mayor. Did you have a chance to go to any of that or partake in I know they had some VIP event. Were you able to go to any of those?
I did not. I was not able to go. I had too many conflicts with previous engagements, but I've attended bits and pieces of it before, but I'm going to try in the future to try to open that up so that I can attend more of that, because it's a huge deal. I don't think that everybody in Huntsville realizes how big of a deal it is. It draws filmmakers from all over the place, not just Huntsville, and it's not just little deals that people are shooting on their phones either. It's the real deal. So it's a very big, well thought of, well followed festival.
One of the gentlemen was telling me, I'll make it as wrong. I think it's Robert Atea. It's Paul's son-in-law. He had to go through there was 84 submissions this year, and to have to be the guy that goes through all those and chooses which one gets to be in it, that's a lot of work. But you're right, it was really neat to have that here. And I've seen film festivals in other cities before that are, it's just kind of like these little things. But here in Huntsville, it was a big deal, and big shout out to Lois Stellick. And I'm gonna tell you what, I started having an idea that how cool, maybe they do this, maybe I'm wrong, but how cool would it be, once a month to have a big movie over there at the Old Town Theater? That is the perfect venue. I know they have plays and all that, but watching a couple of those films, I said, man, this would be neat. Have a community film night over here at the Old Town Theater. It was pretty neat. Well, Russell, you had talked a little bit about, the culture, and I kind of leaned into it just with that addition there, the Prison City Film Festival. As the city grows, and this is like the $1 million question, I asked Mayor Broniger this, as he was on his way out, he had talked about, wanting to hopefully find ways to preserve the culture as the city grows. What are some of the challenges that the community faces as it grows, kind of in that aspect?
Not so much the aspect of retaining the quaintness, but some of the bigger things, and retaining the quaintness is huge. But that's a $64 million question. You just have to, in my opinion, you just have to look at everything as it happens and ask yourself on every aspect of that, is it gonna bring in something that we would not, in today's thought, think it would be of significance and have a bad influence or a good influence on the community as a whole? Because ultimately that's our responsibility, is to make this community be the way the people that are here today want it to be for the people of the future. And that's a tipping point that's, I think, very difficult to do, because you have to do so many things at the same time. You have to grow your tax base so that you'll have the revenue and the cash flow to do the things that you need to do to provide the services that you need for the people that you have and the people that you don't know that are coming, and the projections and all those things. And that's why it's so important to have a staff that can do all those things and try to, implement the growth in a manner that we will grow. And the biggest thing is it's the little things is the biggest things, and that is to pay attention to the little things, and then the big things will kind of take care of themselves. If you just try to look at the big things, I think the little things are going to will underwhelm you and maybe make it go the direction you're not wanting it to go. And in the direction that when we say we don't want it to go, and that's the direction that we get input from the community, and that's the biggest important thing. It's not what Russell wants, it's not what Karen wants, although sometimes it is that. It's what the citizens want.
Sure.
Because this is the citizens' towns. It's council's town. We'd like that to be synonymous, but the end result is that we represent those people. Mm-hmm. We don't represent ourselves. If we're like-minded to those people, then yes, we're doing that too, but we were elected to represent those people. And so as long as the people will engage us, which they are getting really good and have been relatively good in the past, but I think it's growing that we're getting more input, and the more input we can get, the more it'll help us. And it doesn't matter if it's the input that you think is the norm or the majority, or if you think you're out in left field, it doesn't matter. You need to tell us, because we're the one that's trying to assimilate all this information and make this community more to the likings and working well for the community and what its community is here to bring. But I think the citizens as a whole right now are really doing a great job, that when we have, something that they're concerned about, they'll show up, and most of the time they show up in a really great manner and will communicate their thoughts to us well, communicate with council members prior to it. And so it's indicative of our community. Our community is so well versed that it's so hard not to brag on it. When you talk about it, everybody goes, wow, is there not anything good in Huntsville? Yeah, but I try not to pay attention to it, and it's not like I try to ignore it. It's just, it's here and it's gone. You don't dwell on it, and you just go on about your business and try to emphasize the positive. And with our council the way it is, and with our city staff the way it is, and our administration and so forth and so on, we have a very good machine that we can deal with issues, even if they're not down the middle like we'd like them to be. And there's going to be days that it's that way. And that's where the people that volunteer their time to be on council are earning their money. And that's, you got to take the bad with the good, but take the bad, make lemonade out of it.
There you go. Add a little extra sugar to it too. Sweeten it up.
Maybe some vodka.
Yeah. Watch out, Karen. Maybe some mimosas. But Karen, and I'll ask this too. To you, Karen. I want to be transparent that there was an issue in my city that I was very upset about, and I've mentioned it on this show before. But I also learned through this process, and it was because I did not, as a resident, I got sucked into this mantra that my ideas didn't matter, that it was only the people that were on the dais that had the opinion. And that's totally not true. And I had 2 city council members come to me and said, Rob, if you would have just reached out to us, if you would have reached out to us a year ago, then things maybe would have been different, but you never reached out to us first. And that was a learning moment for me, being a young person, having this mindset of, man, I want to get what I want because I felt like it was best for the community. But then I did have regrets that I did not reach out to people first. And Karen, I'll kind of direct this towards you. And then Russell, I know you can piggyback off of this. As someone in the community, if you have a concern, reach out. These are our elected officials. They understand the responsibilities and the roles that they have, and they want to hear from you, right,
Absolutely.
Karen?
Absolutely. And I'm going to copy one of Russell's quotes, but it's true. You don't know what you don't know. So if you don't tell us, we don't know what your concerns are. So absolutely, we'd love for you to reach out to us. Whoever's in your ward or whatever, or if they're not, reach out to somebody that it doesn't matter, because we're all We're all of us are for all of the citizens.
Yeah, and don't post it on Facebook expecting a reply. Get a hold of them
Exactly.
directly. Because I was kind of guilty of that, saying, "Well, they're not listening to me." Well, I never called them directly, so obviously they weren't listening.
And we
to
didn't
me.
know.
And we didn't know. So, but Russell, you touched base on that a little bit, but it is so important for the community to reach out to the elected officials and to say, "Hey, here's an idea, or here's what's going on." And you guys aren't going to let that fall on deaf ears. I know that genuinely every request that comes in, you guys look at those. You're not just, well, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and you slam down the phone. No, you actually do take time to process the information that comes in.
Absolutely. One of the things that absolutely is imperative is that that nobody out there, no matter what your position, what your thought is, what the issue is, that you don't let it be known to the council, somebody in council. And I'd like to make sure that everybody understands, and I'm sure they do, and the council, I believes this. The ward council members are elected by a specific ward. The ones that are at large are elected by everybody at large. That's just the election selection. When it comes time for representation, everybody on council cares the same about everybody out in the community. So don't feel like, oh, maybe I'm not in tune with whoever my ward council person is. If that's the case, whoever's on council, whether it's a council member or a mayor, I don't care. Just get a hold of somebody and let it be known, because we as elected officials do not want anybody sitting out in the community thinking that their voice doesn't matter, their thoughts don't matter, because they do matter. Now, does it matter enough it's going to change something? That would be TBD. But outside of that, everybody on council, I believe, from my viewpoint, would be more than happy to hear from anybody. So, just because you don't see so-and-so and you do see so-and-so, and it's, well, that person's not my ward representative, don't worry about that. They're a council member. They represent the city of Huntsville. Now, I'm not saying don't go to your ward. If you want to, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just telling you, if opportunity presents itself, and we're just like everybody else. We walk around 8 to 5, whatever, and afterwards, and if you see us, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it. If you see me in the grocery store or whatever, and you've got an issue, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you can't, because the only way that we know, and I'll go back to what she said, I said, is if you tell us, because we are not almighty. We're not anything. We're the same as you. We just stepped on this side of the table. So you don't get magic power all of a sudden knowing everything and seeing everything. It's only
So
by
true.
the input from the community that we get to know what they would like. And the thing about it is everybody, I'm sure people talk about it all the time, that it's not an easy job. It's not an easy job, but it's a really rewarding job. And I know that sounds weird. How can it be not, how can it be rewarding if it's not easy? Well, I don't know. It is. It is. I love doing what I do, and I've only been doing this part for a little over 90 days. And I can remember listening to previous mayors talking about how fun it is being mayor because of the interaction with the people and all the stuff you do. Now I've got a dose of understanding that. I thought just being a council person gave you an opportunity to interact with a lot of people. When you move over to that chair of the mayor, it goes up, it ramps up, and I enjoy it. I really, really do. And I've never in my past life, I never was really what I would have considered a people person, and I probably am still not. But I play the role of one, or I slept at a Holiday Inn Express. How's that?
They left the light on for you.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, Russell, we so appreciate you being here. I've got one question for you, and then if Karen maybe has anything she'd like to add to after this question, but I know this is kind of one that I'm just kind of tossing at you, but maybe one goal or one thing that's on your heart that you would like to see happen or that you would like to accomplish under your leadership as mayor here in this community? What's something that maybe you're thinking about?
Well, I know you're not aiming at something specific as a project, but that's kind of what the question lends itself to. But what I personally would like to see happen to Huntsville under my leadership is for it to continue the growth, continue the tax base to give us the cash flow, to continue the growth, to continue the services for the people of Huntsville, and expand the things of entertaining and services for the community. And that's kind of an all-encompassing, I've tried to say, and I intentionally tried to say that because some people, and even probably me at points in times, would think that leaders want to leave some kind of a legacy. Well, I don't really know that I want to leave a legacy. I think what I want to leave is I want to leave Huntsville in better shape than I found it. I want to make it better for the people 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the road that won't even know who we are, but yet they enjoy some of the comforts and things and good parts that, just like we're doing right now. We do things every day that if we really got down in the trenches and looked at it, we'd know why it was we were able to do some of the things we do today because of the forefathers that sat in those seats prior to us. So I want to continue that, and I would like to be able to know that Huntsville 100 years from now had some things happen because of maybe something this council did that would help. But to go back to your question and be more specific and maybe material, I'll be so happy to get to see what the previous council was able to do by passing those big bond elections. That we've already got the really nice facility for the fire department. We've got the really nice facility for the police department. We've got the service center out at I call it by the airport, but most people probably say by the baseball and soccer fields. It's basically completed. You really can't see it because the old service center still sitting in front of it, and it'll have to stay there until we can have the new city hall finished, which is another part of that thing that I just get to sit. I'm just going to get to sit in the seat while all that happens, that from people that did it previously. And that's the beauty of Huntsville. That's the beauty of doing things, for being forward thinking. I had literally nothing to do with any of that stuff. That was all passed by a previous council, and thank goodness the citizens of Huntsville responded tremendously to it. So it made it so easy to get something done for the citizens that the citizens entrusted the council to do with. So I mean, that's what I try to talk about when I talk about Huntsville. You don't have, yes, we have some dissemination from time to time, but nobody really knows it. There's some stuff that goes on, but for the most part, to look at that bond referendum that happened, that was huge. I mean, that was huge to entrust your government officials with that kind of money to do that kind of a project. Sometimes in a town the size of Huntsville back then would have went in there and made that a 3-part deal, and you'd be 50 years doing it. And they did it in 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So that's just an indication of the relationship that the community as it is today has with our government leaders, and not just the city, it's the county and the university and all the other big stakeholders and such. Our community, what it's built and made up of, is a really good level of people that get along well with each other, and also entrust the government, which is a really hard thing to say sometimes, because there's different parts of government, I understand, that aren't as fairly looked at as other parts. And we all know that. So you do get skepticism, you get skepticism sliding in, and people being skeptical and everything else. So you have to understand that government starts at this level and it goes up from here. Well, we only have what we have here, and we can only do what we have here. But if we don't do what we need to do here, then that government up there could end up having a bad influence on us. And every day, that opportunity makes me realize that what we do here is super, super important, and we need to pay attention so that we can provide for our citizens going forward. But at the end of the day, I'll be happy if I left this city in better shape, whether, and I don't care what the aspect is, I may not even be able to tell it, but to leave the city in better shape than I found it. And that would be what I would hope for, that I could do. And anything else is just going to be icing on the cake.
Yeah, well, that's good, Mayor. I appreciate you sharing that insight and giving us some updates. Karen, did you have any final questions? Maybe something on your mind?
No, I just wanted to echo that, we want people to look back, future councils and future citizens to look back and say, wow, they really cared about Huntsville and did good things.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate y'all's service and appreciate you being here with us. Mayor Humphrey, friend of Huntsville is, we always have these names for everybody. I don't think we've coined a friend of Huntsville yet. So maybe Mayor Humphrey will be the friend of Huntsville. So does that settle well with you, Mayor? That'd
be great. That'd be great. I've got, I'd like to make one final statement, and
Sure.
just it's kind of who I am, but I just would like to sign off by saying, let's go Huntsville.
Yeah, I love it. He always puts the hashtag on the show. Let's go Huntsville. Well, great. Well, we so appreciate you being with us today, Mayor Humphrey. We'll check in with you from time to time. And of course, you're always welcome here on the show. And we fully support everything that you're doing in our community. It means a lot to us. So
I appreciate it.
We'll take a break. Before we do, though, we got that keyword for you one final time here. It is, what is it, Karen?
Wah, wah.
It's wah, wah. We didn't want to put a crying baby on there. A little sunshine coming your way on what may be a wah wah type day because it's Monday, but you know what? There's still a little sunshine through the trees. If you're wondering, if you're on Spirit Radio this morning, you're like, well, how do I text that in? It's WAA, along with your name on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. We've got a $30 gift card coming your way, courtesy of Cafe Texan. As always, our Monday show is brought to you by Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are your financial experts here in Huntsville. We'll take a short break. We'll call our winner when we come back and close up the show. Stay with us. We'll continue. This is Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be right back after this.
Wow.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options, including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce the upcoming addition of our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori. Contact us today at tpms.life. Third location on Veterans Memorial, coming soon. Education you can trust.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlick at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget, and as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlick at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com. Hey listeners, Rob here, and I'm excited to welcome Abby from the Color Bar, where they're all about meeting every community need with continuous innovation.
Thanks, Rob. We're thrilled to evolve, offering stylish cuts for kids, men, and women, alongside expert coloring services.
That's fantastic. What's new and exciting in the world of the Color Bar?
We're always adding to our repertoire. Whether it's trendy cuts for all ages or dynamic coloring techniques, our team is geared up for it.
That's great to hear. Any sneak peek into future plans?
Our community drives us, Rob. Stay tuned for more services on the horizon, ensuring we cater to everyone's unique tastes.
Exciting times ahead. And Abby, tell us about the Color Bar's locations.
We're not just in one spot, we're spreading the magic in multiple locations. You can find us in Huntsville and Conroe.
Fantastic. So listeners, for a stylish experience with the Color Bar, visit colorbartx.com or call 936-439-4972. With multiple locations, they're here to give you a look that feels uniquely yours.
We can't wait to welcome everyone to the Color Bar.
All right, Huntsville, continuing on here, 8:42. I get a little choked up this morning. I haven't got choked up in a while, Karen. Every time I'm here with Karen, Karen is such a sweet lady that, you know what? You just get a little choked up around her.
Oh,
she's just a sweet lady. So. You know what, Karen? I'm going to just publicly say this. We always tell Paul this, and I feel we love you, Karen.
Well, thank you.
Karen,
I love y'all too.
Karen Denman is a great lady, and you know what? You go by and see her, and she'll take care of you over at Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are so great. It feels like a family. It really does. Now, the only complaint, I should have went to the meeting. How did the meeting go, by the way?
It was good. Yeah.
Big turnout?
Yeah, we had some good food and gave away some good prizes, and it was fun.
I should have been there, but again, kid thing. It's a great excuse too. It's a good excuse.
Yeah.
Kid, sorry, can't
kids.
be there. Hey, trivia tonight at Rodeo, right?
That's it, 6:00. Come see us.
And it's packed. I mean,
it's been packed. Yes, every Tuesday. Every Monday. So if you get a chance to get there a little bit early, that'd be great. Get you a good seat.
It's at Rodeo, and our friend Delphina does a great job over there. And of course, the trivia queens, Denise and Karen, will keep you entertained, and they won't make you feel dumb either. If you're like Bridget, not Bridget. Hold on, not Bridget. Like me, Bridget's nowhere near that word. I am. I'm down there. I'm not very intelligent. Bridget is super intelligent.
Y'all did pretty good.
See, Karen's very nice. We had like 30 points. The next highest up was like 80, and Karen was still being nice to us. She won't make you feel dumb. Let me just put it that way. When you're ignorant like me, she won't make you feel that way. But go by and see them over at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and then they'll take care of you. And show up tonight over at Rodeo. It'll be a fun time, and they will keep you entertained. Let's head over to our Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. We have a winner today for that $30 gift card, courtesy of our friends at Cafe Texan. And I'm talking really slow because it was connecting, and here it goes. Oh, hold on, Karen. You can't ever hear this, right?
Oh, yeah, you got me, Rob. How you doing this morning?
Who is this?
Just
That's
this
Bill.
Bill Doggett, brother.
Who?
That's Bill.
Bill Doggett. Never heard of him before.
Well, I'm new to town. Only been here 40 years.
Oh, hey, but you know what, man? You were, I think it was, 2015, you were baptized as a Texan when it was 33 degrees. Is that correct?
That is correct. Deb and I
Wow.
walked down that hill against a blowing north wind, and it was me and her and about 4 or 5 other people. It was an awesome, awesome day.
Did the baptism water freeze on your forehead that day?
You know what? It was close. And James Patton, of course, did the ceremonies back then, and he was always quite a character. And we talked to him afterwards about where the spring water came from, and he had a very eloquent story. I wish I could remember it, but it was a very eloquent story where his water came from.
Oh man, yeah, it's that good pure. It didn't come from the duck pond, in other words. What you're saying?
No,
well, Bill,
I don't think that's where it came from.
Well, my friend, congratulations! $30 gift card courtesy of Cafe. I almost said Taxay Keffin, Cafe Texan. And so you and Deb, I know, will enjoy that. And hey, Bridget and I so appreciate you and Deb too for being there at our wedding. That meant a lot to us. So thank y'all for being there.
That was awesome to be invited. And we ate dessert at the Cafe Texan on Saturday. They had the best blueberry cheesecake in the whole world. And then Sunday we went back for breakfast. So we'll definitely spend the $30 there.
All right. Well, we'll have that for you for pickup. First Baptist Church, Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2. I'll make sure that it's there. If y'all can get by and pick that up, we'll have it for you.
I will be there. Thank you, Rob.
Right.
Karen, good to listen to you this morning too, my friend.
Hey, and Karen has a quick question for you, Bill.
Hey, Bill, tell us today what you're thankful for.
I've told this before. I'm thankful just to be living in this awesome community that I live in. I listened to Russell speak, and he's been a friend of mine for 45 years, and I share the same passion and energy that he has for our community. And I just love being here, and hopefully Wednesday morning at this time, we're talking about being able to do it for another 4 years.
Yeah, great. Well, awesome. Well, we love you, Bill. We appreciate you. Tell Deb hello, and enjoy that Cafe Texan, my friend.
We'll do it. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks. You too, Bill.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
There he is, Bill Doggett. I just love, Bill's been serving as our county commissioner for quite some time. And again, I just love the people in this community.
I do too. I do too.
And we'll have to get Bill back on sometime. He comes on periodically and gives us some update. He was one of our first guests too when we first launched the show.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think he said he moved from California. We said that's all right. So he's from the good part of California.
Yes.
So, have you ever been to California?
I have been to California.
Where at?
Southern California.
SoCal.
Yes. It's gorgeous.
That fits you perfectly.
It's gorgeous.
You were on the beach, I bet.
Yes,
with mimosas,
I was.
Weren't
Yes,
you?
I was.
See, we know Karen. So, well, all right, Karen. It's been a fun morning. Again, appreciate all that you guys at Walker County Federal do. And I don't just talk highly of them because they sponsor the show. I really do bank with them, and they take excellent care of me. So for all of your loans, your personal, your banking, whatever you're looking for, even if you have a question about something financial, call Karen and the friends over at Walker County Federal. The only bone that I've got to pick with y'all, and I should have been at the meeting.
We don't have that cookie machine yet.
Someone out there this morning wants to bless Walker. I don't want to speak for y'all, but I guarantee if there was a business that did banking with y'all that said, we'd like to just go ahead and do that, I bet y'all would even be okay with them putting their little business logo on top of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this morning, maybe there's something. See, I'm just speaking before it. Maybe Rob, hold on. But I'm just telling you, maybe there's a business out there that's saying, I wouldn't mind buying them an Otis Spunkmeyer cookie machine.
Yeah.
Y'all just go ahead and do it.
Maybe that little logo might say "Hello Huntsville."
Yeah. It's just throwing it back at me.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
Hey. Hold on. What oven? Let's see. Oven call. Hold on. Let's look here. Now you got me thinking. Where are we at here on this?
And it doesn't have to be the Otis Spunkmeyer. It could be just any cookie machine.
Oh, those things aren't that bad. Man, okay, all right. Hey, I think, you know what? I think we may be able to swing this, Karen. Well, not that one.
Yeah.
Good night. That bad boy's $3,300. But look, we got some Otis Spunkmeyer cookie ovens in here. I think we may be able to swing that. So
yeah, we need to work on that.
Yeah, I may have to take out a loan. Oh, you know what? I could get a loan from you guys. See if we can work it that way. So all right, well, head over to Rodeo tonight, 6:00 for trivia. Karen will get you entertained, and we hope you have a good night. Karen, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you, Rob. Enjoyed it.
Another great show. I always say every Monday, so much fun.
Yes.
And it was another great show today. Friends, as I end every single broadcast, I want to remind you this morning, and I say this every day, but please don't ever let this just fall on deaf ears, that we truly are not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We do need each other. You've heard from Mayor, you heard from Bill, you heard from Karen. This community is all about giving back and helping each other. So this morning, provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support to somebody that may need it, and have it go on from here. You know, someone always needs you. Have a blessed morning. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7:30. Steph Valley in studio from Magnolia Kennel, where it's always a positive day at Magnolia Kennel. She'll be with us tomorrow morning. She's got a great little gift basket that she's giving away too.
Neat.
So she brings those in. So make sure to join us again. Until then, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you back at it bright and early, 7:30 on the dot tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.
Bye.